Born on November 8, 1966, Gordon James Ramsay Jr. is a British celebrity chef, restaurateur, and television personality.
I'll prove it to you.
Let's find out.
Like Gordon Ramsay, here's a visual representation of his Wikipedia page. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Born in Scotland, Ramsay grew up in Stratford-upon-Avon. His restaurants have been awarded 16 Michelin stars in total, and his signature restaurant, Restaurant Gordon Ramsay in Chelsea, London, has held 3 Michelin stars since 2001. First appearing on television in the UK in the late 1990s, by 2004, Ramsay had become one of the best-known celebrity chefs in the world. And along with other chefs like Jamie Oliver, Nigella Lawson, and Delia Smith, he's influenced viewers to become much more culinarily adventurous. As a reality TV personality, Ramsay is known for his fiery temper, strict demeanor, and frequent pop-offs of expletives.
Who's the arsehole now, chef? I am.
He often makes blunt and controversial comments, including insults and wisecracks about contestants and their cooking abilities. He combines activities in TV, film, hospitality, and food industries, and has promoted and hired various chefs who have apprenticed under his wing.
It'll make the balls firm. You don't want a firm ball in a meatball.
Ramsay's known for presenting TV programs about competitive cookery and food, such as the British series Hell's Kitchen, The F Word, and Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, along with American versions of Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares, along with MasterChef, MasterChef Jr., and Hotel Hell. In 2015, Forbes listed his earnings at $60 million for the previous 12 months and ranked him as the 21st highest earning celebrity in the world. Ramsay's early life. Ramsay was born on November 8, 1966 in Johnstone, Renfrewshire. From the age of 5, he was raised in Stratford-upon-Avon. He's the second of 4 children, with an older sister Diane, a younger brother Ronnie, who Ramsay revealed has been imprisoned for heroin possession as a juvenile, and a younger sister Yvonne. Ramsay's father, Gordon James Sr., who died in 1997, was, at various times, a swimming pool manager, welder, and shopkeeper, while his sister Yvonne and their mother Helen have worked as nurses. Ramsay has described his early life as hopelessly itinerant, and his family moved constantly due to the aspirations and failures of his father, who was at times a violent alcoholic.
Do I sit there and join my little brother, or do I become an alcoholic alongside my father?
In his autobiography, Humble Pie, he describes his early life as being marked by abuse and neglect from his hard-drinking womanizer of a father. At the age of 16, Ramsay moved out of the family home and into a flat in Banbury. Ramsay the Baller.
It's been years since I've been on the field with players this good.
Nice.
Ramsay played football and was first chosen to play under-14 football at age 12. He was chosen to play for Warwickshire. His footballing career was marked by injuries, causing him to remark later in life, "Perhaps I was doomed when it came to football." In mid-1984, he had a trial with Rangers, the club he supported as a boy.
Gordon Ramsay. Oh,
it's another brilliant stop.
He seriously injured his knee, though, smashing the cartilage during training. Ramsay continued to train and play on his injured knee, though, eventually, ironically, tearing a cruciate ligament during a squash game. Ramsay is claimed to have played 2 first-team games for Rangers. According to his autobiography, he played a couple of non-league matches as a trialist for Rangers and was signed by the club at the age of 15. Alan Claims, the photographer who took the picture in September 1985, said the photo was not one of Rangers' first team, but a side pick to play a testimonial match. A Rangers spokesman said, "Ramsay was a trialist in that testimonial game. He trained with us for a few months after that, but then he got injured." Rangers revisited.
There's no other club like it anywhere in the world. I got released on the back of an injury, smashed my cartilage.
In Series 4 of The F Word, Ramsay visited Ibrox, the home ground of his favorite childhood team, the Rangers, and exclaimed,
"Wow, home sweet home, beautiful."
And said, "My dream came true when I was spotted in the mid-'80s and I joined the youth team here at Ibrox." He related that one of his fondest memories is playing alongside one of Scotland's football legends, Ally McCoist, who said about Ramsay, "I remember him well, and the one thing that never ever will change is that he's a competitive so-and-so and wants to do and be the best that he can."
My food been voted best chef in Ventura-County.
What?
Yeah. Hold on.
Ramsay recalled the pain of being released on the back of an injury was only assuaged many years later after receiving his 3rd Michelin star, and concluded that without the upset at Ibrox, I would not be the chef that I am today.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry.
Ramsay's early cooking career.
Once again, they swallow their pride and prepare to get Ramsay'd.
By the time of his injury, Ramsay's interest in cooking had already begun, and rather than be known as the football player with the gammy knee, at age 19 he started to pay more serious attention to his culinary education. After weighing his options, Ramsay enrolled at North Oxfordshire Technical College, sponsored by the Rotarians, to study hotel management. He describes his decision to enter catering college as an accident, a complete accident.
That's not going to do anything.
I haven't cut myself this big in 10 years.
Ramsay's career started in the early 1980s when he worked as a chef at the Roxton House Hotel and then ran the kitchen and 60-seat dining room at the Wickham Arms, until his sexual relationship with the owner's wife made the situation difficult. Ramsay then moved to London, where he worked in a series of restaurants until being inspired to work for the temperamental Marco Pierre White at Harvey's. After working at Harvey's for almost 3 years, Ramsay, tired of the rages and bullying and violence, what an irony there is there, decided that the way to further advance his career was to study French cuisine.
He remains the only human being, as far as I'm aware, who's ever made Gordon Ramsay cry.
That was his choice to cry.
White discouraged Ramsay from taking a job in Paris, though, instead encouraging him to work for Albert Roux at Le Gavroche in Mayfair. After working at Le Gavroche for a year, Albert Roux invited Ramsay to work with him at Hotel Diva, a ski resort in the French Alps, as his number 2. From there, the 23-year-old Ramsay moved to Paris to work with Guy Savoy and Joël Robuchon, both Michelin-starred chefs. In MasterChef Series 3, Ramsay stated that it was Guy Savoy who eventually was to become his mentor. He continued his training in France for 3 years before giving in to the physical and mental stress of the kitchens and taking a year to work as a personal chef on the private yacht Idlewild, based in Bermuda. The boat also got him to travel to Sicily and Sardinia to learn about Italian cuisine.
This has been a real hell of a... You know what? This is what it's like working with you.
Ramsay, the head chef.
It's the most expensive vegetable on the market. You want that?
Upon his return to London in 1993, Ramsay was offered the position of head chef at the 3 Michelin-starred La Tante Claire in Chelsea. Shortly thereafter, Marco Pierre White re-entered his life.
Gordon is one of the most competitive people I've ever met in my life. Whatever he does must be a competition.
Offering to set him up with a head chef position and a 10% share in the Rossmore, owned by White's business partners. The restaurant was renamed Aubergine and went on to win its first Michelin star 14 months later. In 1997, Aubergine won its second Michelin star. Despite the restaurant's success, a dispute with Ramsay's business owners as they wanted him to turn Aubergines into a chain and Ramsay's dream of running his own restaurant eventually led to him leaving the partnership in July of 1998. At that point, Ramsay opened his own restaurant in Chelsea, Restaurant Gordon Ramsay, with the help of his father-in-law, Chris Hutchison, and his former colleagues at Aubergines.
Marcus Waring and Mark Askew.
The restaurant gained its 3rd Michelin star in 2001, making Ramsay the first Scot to ever achieve the feat.
Ooh la la. Is that all for me?
Yes, it's all.
From his first restaurant, Ramsay's empire has expanded rapidly, next opening Petrus, then Amaryllis in Glasgow, and later Gordon Ramsay at Claridge's. He hired his friend and maitre d'hotel Jean-Philippe Sosilovic, who worked at Petrus and also appeared on Ramsay's US TV show Hell's Kitchen.
Frankly, honestly, it's been an absolute living nightmare.
Restaurants at the Dubai Creek and Connaught hotels followed, the latter branded with his protege Angela Hartnett's name.
The most interesting thing about Angela, she won't leave the premises until she's happy.
After some time, Ramsay began to open restaurants outside the UK, beginning with Vere in Dubai.
We are ready, Dubai. The big question is, are you?
2 restaurants, Gordon Ramsay at Conrad Tokyo and Cerise by Gordon Ramsay, both opened in Tokyo in 2005. In November 2006, Gordon Ramsay at the London opened in New York City, winning top newcomer in the city's coveted Zagat Guide, despite mixed reviews from professional critics.
Horrible.
In 2007, Ramsay opened his first restaurant in Ireland, Gordon Ramsay at Powerscourt, at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Powerscourt, County Wicklow. This restaurant closed in 2013, though. In May 2008, he opened his first restaurant, Boxwood, on the US West Coast in the London West Hollywood Hotel on the Sunset Strip in LA. In August of 2011, Ramsay finally opened his first Canadian restaurant, Laurier Gordon Ramsay in Montreal. However, in February 2012, Danny Lavie, the owner of the restaurant, announced that it was disassociating itself from Ramsay, citing a lack of involvement and understanding on Ramsay's part. The restaurant eventually closed in 2013.
Oh my God.
Blue plate.
Yes!
Yes!
Is that you?
Yes, it is!
I guess so.
Ramsay's Awards.
Thank you very much. Yes!
Not all balls are created equal.
Thank you for that.
In 2001, restaurant Gordon Ramsay in London was voted top restaurant in the UK by London Zagat Survey and was awarded its 3rd Michelin star. He was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II in the 2006 honors list for services to the hospitality industry, but almost missed the award when his plane was delayed. In July 2006, Ramsay won the Katie Award for Independent Restaurateur of the Year, becoming only the 3rd person to have won 3 Katie Awards. Ramsay's 2 previous Katie Awards were in 1995 as Newcomer of the Year and 2000 as Chef of the Year. The other 2 triple winners are Michelle Roux and Jackie Pern. In September 2006, Ramsay was named as the most influential person in the UK hospitality industry in the annual Caterer Search 100 list.
And you look bloody good.
Thank you.
In topping the list, he overtook Jamie Oliver, who had been top of the list in 2005. Also in 2006, Ramsay was nominated as a candidate for Rector of the University of St. Andrews, but lost at the polls to Simon Pepper.
Don't run down the stairs like a little girl. Talk to me.
Ramsay's flagship restaurant, Restaurant Gordon Ramsay, was voted London's top restaurant in Hardens for 8 years. But in 2008, it was placed below Petrus, a restaurant run by former protege Marcus Waring. In January 2013, Ramsay was inducted into the Culinary Hall of Fame.
It's like eating a fucking wet diaper.
Gordon Ramsay's Holdings.
Welcome to Ramsayville, also known as my house.
Across restaurants, media, and consultancy, all of Ramsay's business interests are held in the company Gordon Ramsay Holdings Limited, which was run in partnership with his father-in-law, Chris Hutchison.
A foie gras salad. It's like a piece of fucking beef jerky.
Ramsay owns a 69% stake, valued at £67 million in 2007. Where his previous ventures acted as a combined consultant and brand, in November 2006, Ramsay announced plans to create 3 restaurants in the United States in partnership with private equity firm Blackstone Group, who were refurbishing each of the chosen hotels into 5-star locations at a cost of £100 million per hotel.
I've never seen a hotel, an inn, in such disarray.
At an investment of £3 million per restaurant for the 10-year lease, all the restaurants offer the chef's trademark modern European cuisine, and each opened between 2006 and 2007. There's Gordon Ramsay at the London Hotel in Manhattan, which opened in New York in October of 2006. There's Gordon Ramsay at the Cielo in Boca Raton, Florida. There's Gordon Ramsay at the London Hotel in West Hollywood, California. And there's Gordon Ramsay at the Mirabelle in London. In late 2006, Gordon Ramsay Holdings purchased 3 London pubs, which he converted into gastropubs. These are the Narrow and Limehouse, which opened in March 2007, the Devonshire and Chiswick, which opened in October 2007, and the Warrington in Maida Vale, which opened in February 2008. Both the Devonshire and the Warrington were subsequently sold in 2011, leaving the Narrow as the sole pub in GRH's portfolio.
Trying my best to help her.
Ice-cold meatballs is not trying your best.
Ramsay acts as a consultant to numerous catering organizations and was recruited by Singapore Airlines as one of its international culinary panel consultants. In May 2008, it was confirmed that Ramsay's protege of 15 years, Marcus Waring, was going solo, having opened and operated Petrus at the Berkeley Hotel on behalf of Gordon Ramsay Holdings since 2003. With the name Petrus owned by Gordon Ramsay Holdings, industry sources suggested it was likely to transfer to another restaurant in the group, with the former La Noisette site identified as the most likely. In April 2010, Jason Atherton, executive chef of Maze Restaurants Worldwide, resigned to open his own venue in Mayfair.
It's cold and raw! I'm done. I'm done.
In October 2010, the company Gordon Ramsay Holdings Limited announced that Chris Hutchison had left his position as CEO of the company. Shortly after, Ramsay released a letter to the press describing how he had unraveled the manipulative Hutchison's complex life after having him followed by a private detective.
Sir, the tip that you left, the young lady server, the owner takes the tips. That's horrible.
His father-in-law's away days, wrote Ramsay, were rarely what I thought they were. Company accounts show Hutchison borrowed up to £1.5 million from GRH, of which he was chief executive, though he says he reported the borrowings to the company and paid the money back.
This is insane. I mean, this is like a private club for him.
Hutchison said he had been vaporized and subjected to a public hanging by Ramsay, whom he described as a friendless egotist. In April 2017, Hutchison pleaded guilty to a charge of conspiracy to hack into the computers of GRH.
Unbelievable. Joke.
In October 2012, Ramsay opened the Fat Cow in LA at the Grove, a shopping area that's also popular with tourists. Ramsay explained his intention for the Fat Cow in a press release to signify the opening of the venue.
Dad's a chef now because he's been working with Martha. I'm more upset he didn't choose to work with me.
The concept for the Fat Cow came from my desire to have a neighborhood restaurant that you could go to all the time to just relax and enjoy a terrific meal. In September 2013, Ramsay opened the Union Street Cafe in the Southwark district of London in partnership with footballer David Beckham.
You did say the fish that you did for her last week was slightly undercooked.
I prefer she said that to my face. That's a big kick in the goolies for me.
The Italian cuisine of the Union Street Cafe, with a menu that revolves on a daily basis, is overseen by chef David De Giovanni. In October 2013, the Gordon Ramsay at the London restaurant in New York lost its 2 Michelin stars due to issues encountered by the reviewers. The guide's director, Michael Ellis, said that he was served some very erratic meals and also experienced issues with consistency. The loss follows the closure of another of Ramsay's restaurants in June 2013. In January 2014, Ramsay lost a high court case in relation to the York and Albany pub. Ramsay claimed that his father-in-law had misused a ghostwriting machine to make a personal guarantor for the £640,000 a year annual rent of that pub. Ramsay tried to nullify the 25-year lease signed in 2007. The judge said that Ramsay had known from the guarantee beforehand, but that he had total trust in his father-in-law, Christopher Hutchison, and left the deal with him. The judge dismissed the case and ordered Ramsay to pay all legal costs and outstanding monies, in total of more than £1 million.
Gordon Ramsay!
Ramsay on television.
I am stopping the owners serving this disgusting mess.
Ramsay's first documented role on television was in 2 fly-on-the-kitchen-wall documentaries, Boiling Point in 1998 and Beyond Boiling Point in 2000. But apparently he had appeared previously as a judge on a MasterChef-like series for young catering students in 1997 with his then restaurant partner. Ramsay appeared on Series 3 of Faking It in 2001, helping the prospective chef, a burger flipper named Ed Devlin, learn the trade. The episode won the 2001 BAFTA for Best Factual TV Moment. In 2004, Ramsay appeared in 2 British television series. Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares aired on Channel 4 and saw the chef troubleshooting failing restaurants over a 1-week period.
We've been serving that. See the mold around the side?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I thought that was basil.
This show ran its 5th series in 2007. Hell's Kitchen was a reality show that aired on ITV1 and saw Ramsay attempt to train 10 British celebrities to be chefs as they ran a restaurant on Brick Lane, which opened to the public for the 2-week duration of the show.
Yes.
Do you need Jerry?
No, we're fine.
Don't be horrible.
I'm not.
In May 2005, the Fox network introduced Ramsay to American audiences in a US version of Hell's Kitchen, produced by Granada Entertainment and A. Smith & Co. The show follows a similar premise as the original British series, showcasing Ramsay's perfectionism and infamously short temper. The show completed its 13th season in December of 2014, and Fox ordered the production of 3 additional seasons.
It's like an alcoholic risotto.
In addition, Ramsay had also hosted a US version of Kitchen Nightmares that premiered on Fox in September of 2007. The show has now run 6 full seasons, with a 7th season being shown in 2014. Ramsay has presented 5 series of a food-based magazine program titled The F Word. It launched on Channel 4 in October of 2005. The show is organized around several key recurring features, notably a brigade competition, a guest cook competition, a food-related investigative report, and a series-long project of raising animals to be served in the finale.
You're not committed. You put 25 hours a week. I used to work there when I had my first restaurant one day.
The guest cook, usually a celebrity, prepares a dish of their own choosing and places it in competition against a similar dish submitted by Ramsay. The dishes are judged by diners who are unaware of who cooked which dish, and if the guest wins, as they have on numerous occasions, their dish ends up being served at Ramsay's restaurant. In July 2006, Channel 4 announced that it had re-signed Ramsay to an exclusive 4-year deal at the network, running until July 2011. The series became one of the highest-rated shows aired on Channel 4 each week. During one episode of The F Word, Ramsay cooked in Doncaster Prison in Marshgate for its inmates. The chef was so impressed by the speed at which a prisoner, Kieran Tarf, chopped vegetables that he offered him a job at his restaurant following his release in 2007.
2007, give me a call and come spend a day with me at the kitchen, okay?
In 2010, Ramsay served as a producer and judge on the US version of MasterChef. He was joined by culinary judges Graham Elliott and Joe Bastianich. He starred in a travelogue about his visit to India, Gordon's Great Escape, followed by a series set in Asia. He hosted the series Ramsay's Best Restaurant, which was the first UK series by Ramsay's own production company, One Potato, Two Potato. Ramsay joined several other celebrity chefs in the 2010 series The Big Fish Fight, where he, along with fellow chef Jamie Oliver and a few others, spent time on a trawler boat to raise awareness about the discarding of hundreds of thousands of saltwater fish. In March 2012, Fox announced the coming of Ramsay's fourth series for the network, Hotel Hell.
It's like you're a little magpie, a little spoilt fucking magpie that's going around picking up little bits of glitter.
The series is similar to Kitchen Nightmares, except that it focuses on struggling hotels, motels, and other lodging establishments in the United States. Originally slated for debut in April of 2012 and June 2012, the series debuted in August of 2012, the same year that it was reported that Ramsay was to be the producer of a drama called The Inferno, set in a New York restaurant.
You're the owner and you made yourself the employee of the month. Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay guest appearances.
I don't know what your problem is.
The problem's you!
In September 2005, Ramsay, along with Jamie Oliver, Heston Blumenthal, Wolfgang Puck, and Sanjeev Kapoor, were featured in CNN International's Quest, in which Richard Quest stepped into the shoes of celebrity chefs. In 2006, Ramsay took part in a television series for ITV, following the lead-up to Soccer Aid, a celebrity charity football match, in which he played only the first half, nursing an injury picked up in training. Ramsay captained the Rest of the World 11 against an England 11 captained by Robbie Williams. His involvement was limited after he received a 4-inch cut in his calf. During his second Top Gear appearance, he stated that his current cars are a Ferrari F430 and a Range Rover Sport Supercharged, the latter replacing the Bentley Continental GT he previously owned. In May of 2006, he appeared on Top Gear again in the Star in a Reasonably Priced Car segment. Ramsay held the top spot on Top Gear's celebrity leaderboard with a lap time of 1:46.38 until overtaken by Simon Cowell.
You have to take the responsibility of both failure and success.
Ramsay starred in part of a National Blood Service Give Blood television ad, in which he said that he would have died from a ruptured spleen had it not been for another person's blood donation. In October 2006, he was guest host on the first episode of Have I Got News for You's 30-second series. And in December of 2007, Ramsay appeared in the Extras Christmas special. In January 2008, Ramsay also guest featured on Channel 4's Big Brother Celebrity Hijack, as the Big Brother housemates took part in his Cook-Along Live television show. Gordon spoke directly to the Big Brother house via the house plasma screens, regularly checking on the progress of the contestants.
Hi ladies, how are we? Nice to see you. I'm so sorry about the noise.
In 2011, during the results show of American Idol, footage of the top 5 contestants taking on a challenge of cooking with Gordon Ramsay was shown. The top 5 were given 10 minutes to make the best omelets. In November 2011, Ramsay made an appearance on The Simpsons episode The Food Wife.
Why did you invite Homer? He stole your bloody thunder. You're not as fun as him.
And in February of 2017, Ramsay made a guest appearance on New Girl episode Operation Bobcat.
Liar! Find your balls and tell him you need to talk.
I found my balls. Do I want him to walk out?
He's not going to walk out if you communicate with him.
Gordon Ramsay's legal proceedings.
Ramsay holds Marco Pierre White's hand in court.
I could kill someone.
In June 2006, Ramsay won a high court case against the London Evening Standard newspaper, in which Victor Lewis Smith had alleged, after reports from previous owner Sue Ray, that scenes in the general condition of Bonaparte's had been faked for Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
You don't taste that?
I do now, yeah. Took a while.
Ramsay was awarded £75,000 plus costs, saying at the time, "I won't let people write just anything they want about me. We've never done anything in a cynical, fake way." In June 2007, Ramsay's show was sued by the terminated general manager of the New York restaurant Pernima, who also alleged fakery. GM Martin Hyde had quit his position at the restaurant during the show, when Ramsay suggested that the owner hire top Indian chef Vikas Khanna as the consultant chef for Pernima.
That's great. Finally found a job.
The lawsuit alleged that, unknown to the viewing audience, some or all of Kitchen Nightmares are fake, and the so-called problems uncovered and solved by Ramsay are, for the most part, created by Ramsay and his staff for the purpose of making it appear that Ramsay is improving the restaurant.
I walked in the front door, a mouse.
The mouse that you planted, I know. They told me.
In August 2007, the case was dismissed voluntarily and ordered into arbitration as stipulated in their contract. In March 2012, Ramsay filed a $2.7 million lawsuit against his former partners at his restaurant in Montreal, the Laurier Gordon Ramsay, over lost licensing fees and defamatory statements made against him. In April 2013, just over a year later, Laurier closed.
A fucking joke.
Ramsay's personality.
You are so in denial. You need therapy.
Ramsay's reputation is built upon his goal of culinary perfection, which, for many chefs like Claire Smith, who worked at the restaurant Gordon Ramsay, is to become a 3 Michelin star chef and have 3 Michelin star restaurants. Where his mentor, Marco Pierre White, noted that he is highly competitive. Since the airing of Boiling Point, which followed Ramsay's quest of earning 3 Michelin stars, the chef has also become infamous for his fiery temper and use of expletives.
Did you see the Times? It's not a very nice piece. They just mentioned Woolly Boy tactics.
Ramsay once famously ejected food critic A.A. Gill, along with his dining companion Joan Collins, from his restaurant, leading Gill to state that Ramsay is a wonderful chef, just a really second-rate human being.
Disgusting.
What's wrong?
Ramsay admitted in his autobiography that he did not mind if Gill insulted his food, but a personal insult he was not going to stand for. Ramsay has also had confrontations with his kitchen staff, including one incident that resulted in the pastry chef calling the police. However, a 2005 interview reported that Ramsay had retained 85% of his staff since 1993. Ramsay attributes his management style to the influence of previous mentors, notably chefs Marco Pierre White and Guy Savoy, father-in-law Chris Hutchison, and Jock Wallace, his manager while a footballer at Rangers.
Come on! Okay, Jock Wallace, congratulations.
Ramsay's ferocious temper has contributed to his media appeal in both the UK and the US. MSN Careers featured an article about television's worst bosses, which listed Ramsay as the only non-fictional boss.
I'm done. You're not rookies anymore.
Yes, chef.
Get out!
They cited his frequent loss of his temper and his harsh critiques, notably when he picks on something other than one's cooking abilities, such as calling someone a chunky monkey. Although Ramsay often mocks the French, one of his most trusted maitre d's is French, Jean-Baptiste Requesme, and he also speaks fluent French from his time in Paris. In November 2007, Ramsay installed 29-year-old Claire Smith as the head chef of his 3 Michelin-starred flagship restaurant on London's Royal Hospital Road. Smith is the second highest profile appointment of a female chef by Ramsay, after Angela Hartnett. Smith also went on to become the first female 3 Michelin-starred chef before she moved on to start her own restaurant in 2017. Ramsay has been criticized for his frequent use of strong language on his programs, first by British celebrity cook Delia Smith, then, in relation to Ramsay's kitchen nightmares, by a member of the Federal Parliament of Australia.
I don't know what kind of herb from Jamaica you've been smoking, but that is disgusting crap.
In his autobiography, Ramsay himself said that he was unaware of the extent of his swearing until he watched an episode of Boiling Point. While he said he didn't have a problem with it, apparently, Mum was appalled. In June 2009, Ramsay started trading public insults with Australia's current affair journalist Tracy Grimshaw. The day after his interview, he was a guest feature at the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. While doing his display, he allegedly insulted Grimshaw and made insinuations about her sexuality.
I'm not going to tell you her name, but it begins with T.
Grimshaw responded the next day, calling Ramsay an arrogant, narcissistic bully. Ramsay eventually apologized, stating that his behavior, quote, was a joke. TV Guide included Ramsay in their 2013 list of the 60 nastiest villains of all time.
You should be absolutely ashamed.
Despite being known for his ferocious temper, Ramsay has been well received as the host of MasterChef Junior. In contrast to his interaction with adults, Ramsay was shown to be more considerate, compassionate, and sensitive to the children featured on the show. Despite his competitiveness and fiery temper, he shows far more restraint and empathy towards children, amateur, and special needs chefs, because they're trying to start their culinary journeys and needed the encouragement to cultivate the interest, yet maintaining his opinions and criticism honest and constructive.
Good luck.
Can you move? I'm trying to concentrate.
Wow. His goal as a restaurateur and TV personality is to expose, find, inspire, and nurture new talents to become his partners. Much like the singers and songwriters from The Voice find and mentor talented singers. Food views.
No, but they actually grilled the lettuce.
On the second series of The F Word, Ramsay showed a softened stance on vegetarianism after learning about intensive pig farming practices, including castration and tail docking, letting 2 young family piglets live in an intensive farm. On the program, Ramsay commented, "It's enough to make anyone turn fucking vegetarian, for God's sake."
It's not a nice experience in there.
And I've always sort of knocked vegetarians and vegans for missing out on the most amazing flavor you can get from meat. But you can see why so many people just change instantly.
Let me tell you, it's not for the squeamish. Who gave me this?
Ramsay and other chefs.
Off, will you?
Celebrity chef Jamie Oliver has come to spend a few days in Ramsay's kitchen.
Ramsay has been highly critical of Food Network and Iron Chef America star Mario Batali. The New York Post reported in 2009 that Batali has banned Ramsay from his restaurants. This alleged feud goes back to when Batali was highly critical of Ramsay's cooking style for being dull and outdated. Batali has since stated that the alleged feud was created by a couple of journalists.
What's your best Ramsay insult?
Photographers that can't walk properly.
Batali went on to state, "I would love to hang out with Ramsay."
It's raw!
Eating and exercising habits.
The pool is still dirty. What the hell is that?
Ramsay revealed that he exercises semi-competitively, as well as for general well-being, as he's seen overweight and unfit chefs collapse or unable to move quickly around the kitchen.
There's a gym here?
Just for Mike.
He often competes in Ironman competitions, marathons, and triathlons. He also eats very little per meal and prefers to graze throughout the day, partly due to the habit he built up as a judge, expediter, and chef, and also his busy schedule.
Hello, what?
He just dropped the chicken on the floor and put it back in the pan.
His modus operandi is to go incompletely full, meaning that he keeps having the appetite to taste his own food while he experiments with new recipes. Also, it means that he keeps his metabolism high enough to never resort to any kind of dieting. Ramsay's personal life.
My gorgeous wife of 18 years, Tana.
Ramsay married Cayetana Elizabeth Hutchison, a Montessori-trained school teacher, in 1996.
Would you mind if I do something very important? I just want to kiss my wife.
They live in Wandsworth Common, London. They have 4 children, Megan, Holly, Jack, and Matilda. Megan ran the London Marathon in 2017 in memory of her baby brother, Rocky, after her mother suffered a miscarriage 5 months into her pregnancy in June 2016. Until 2010, Ramsay's father-in-law, Chris Hutchison, was responsible for the business operations of Ramsay's restaurant empire. However, in June 2017, Hutchison was jailed for 6 months for conspiring to hack a computer system related to Ramsay's business interests. He was accused, with his sons, of accessing company systems almost 2,000 times between October 2010 and March 2011.
This looks like the entrance to a fucking prison, not a hotel.
Ramsay's charity work.
Got to stay clean. I know how fucking hard it is. It's hard. I've been there, done that.
Ramsay's been involved in a series of charitable events and organizations. He fulfilled his aim of finishing 10 marathons in 10 years by running his 10th consecutive London Marathon on April 26, 2009, sponsoring the Scottish Spina Bifida Association. Ramsay has been honorary patron of the Scottish Spina Bifida Association since 2004, and in 2005 he launched the Gordon Ramsay Buy a Brick Appeal to help the organization raise funds to build a new family support center and head office in Glasgow. In 2006, he launched a new appeal to help the charity raise the funds required to continue to run the support center.
It's like that we buried like bodies underneath the carpet.
Yes, it's most definitely the carpet.
It stinks.
What's your favorite F word? Gordon's is fundraising. In November 2007, Ramsay hosted a St. Andrew's Day Gala at Stirling Castle in aid of the association, and has now made this fundraising gala dinner an annual event. Over March of 2005, Ramsay teamed up with Indian chef Madhur Jaffrey to help the VSO, an international development charity group, to support its Spice Up Your Life event. The charity hoped to raise £100,000 for VSO's work in HIV and AIDS in India. The Ramsays were the first couple to become ambassadors for the women's charity Women's Aid in 2005. The couple ran the Flora Families Marathon to support Women's Aid. In 2006, 8, 10, 12, and 2014, Ramsay took part in the biennial charity event Soccer Aid to help raise money for UNICEF.
Lots of space. Gordon Ramsay
In 2010, he played for the Rest of the World team alongside former professional footballers Zinedine Zidane and Louis Figo, as well as Hollywood actors Woody Harrelson, Mike Myers, and Michael Sheen. The match took place at Old Trafford in Manchester and was won by the Rest of the World team for the first time, the winning penalty scored by Harrelson in the shootout. Life-threatening experiences.
We're perched on the edge of a cliff with an 80-meter drop into the North Atlantic Ocean.
I'm shitting myself.
In 2008, Ramsay was in Iceland's Westman Islands filming a puffin hunting segment when he lost his footing and fell during a descent off an 85-foot cliff, landing in the icy water below. He said, "I thought for sure I was a goner." He reached the surface of the water by removing his heavy boots and waterproof clothing. His film crew, who rescued Ramsay by throwing him a rope, reported that he was submerged for at least 45 seconds. During the ordeal, he remembers how he felt. "I was panicked and my lungs were filling with water. When I got to the top after getting my boots off, I was dazed and my head was totally massive." Gordon Ramsay and the pre-prepared meal controversy.
The lasagna, let's quickly go on to that. That was unique. Uniquely shit.
In April 2009, it was revealed that one of Ramsay's restaurants, Foxtrot Oscar in Chelsea, used pre-prepared food that was heated up and sold with markups of up to 586%.
Frozen crab, frozen shrimp, pre-packaged ravioli. It's more like eating a badly run old folks' home than a decent restaurant.
It was also revealed that 3 of his gastropubs in London did the same thing. A spokeswoman for Gordon Ramsay explained, "Gordon Ramsay chefs prepare components of dishes devised and produced to the highest Gordon Ramsay standards. These are supplied to those kitchens with limited cooking space, such as Foxtrot Oscar and Gordon Ramsay's highly acclaimed pubs, including the Narrow. They're sealed and transported daily in refrigerated vans, and all menu dishes are then cooked in the individual kitchens. This is only for the supply of Foxtrot Oscar in the 3 pubs and allows each establishment to control the consistency and the quality of the food served."
And it's not as if you're the captain of the Titanic, you're the fucking iceberg.
Reflecting on the controversy a year later in 2010, Ramsay was unapologetic, saying, "When I was working at the Gavroche all those years ago, the duck terrine wasn't made there. It was made outside, then brought to the restaurant wrapped in plastic. This is standard practice. What on earth is all the fuss about?"
I would shit myself asking you to run my dog up the hill, let alone a hotel.
Ramsay's other interests.
When it kind of hit me, why not the Ferrari of hotels?
I'm more concerned what you were smoking at the time than what you were thinking.
Ramsay is an avid soccer fan despite no longer being able to play. He's a fan of Manchester United. As a baseball fan, he follows teams from LA, both the LA Dodgers and the Angels. However, he feels that the game of baseball is often too long, joking that this leads to fans spending most of the time eating or sleeping, which could lead to them being unhealthy. Like Gordon Ramsay, so do we.
Looks like the intestines of a cow. That is a mess. Popular?
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell.
It's like a landmine. What year is that from?